Good evening. Yes, I can hear myself. Good. Good evening to you all. Y'all. And welcome to Sunday night. Shadows with yours truly, Professor Shadow. What a week it's been. For creating amazing new stories to put out on the channel. So I've been toying with the idea to put out the Serana Elder stories for quite some time. But I knew it would be a long task. I managed to go ahead and do the Serana one, which you hopefully have seen. And literally yesterday, I was able to put out the Elder Tale, which I'm so pleased with both of them. They both went exactly as I expect them to do. I did a couple of rewrites on the Elder one, but yes, I really did enjoy that. So I hope you have been enjoying those two tales. And I have literally today, I've spent all day doing part 3, which is where they join together. Of course, not going to give anything out, but there's some really great parts, some really great twists. I do need to go over it a couple of times before I start editing, because I want to make sure it's perfect. Because it is a very important part, which is the part 3. But if you enjoy part 1 and 2, you're going to totally enjoy it. I just got here from Michael Malcolm and started. I'm just going to rewind my. Welcome, my friend, to Sunday. Michael, I can't even see this. Thank you. Yeah. And welcome. As I was just saying, the two Serana and Elder are out. They are live. It took me all week, so I do hope you appreciate them. It's really great tales, and the editing was amazing. And Dragons on this week. Good evening, madam. It's great to see you here. And I was just explaining that the two tales of Serana and Elder are now live. If you haven't watched them already, you're in for a treat. And I just finished writing the third part in the saga, where we find a little bit more about the mysterious Dr. Thorn. Just a little bit. Too much. But I need to go over the scripting, just double check if it's okay, because I like to make sure it's something I would want to watch as well. So it could be a few days for that one's out. I've got to edit it, which I'm not sure. I'm thinking of doing the editing something a little bit different this time around, just for fun. We'll see how we go with that. I did enjoy that. I really did enjoy creating them. And then listening to them back is exactly what I would have liked to have heard. So I was very pleased with that. Very, very, very pleased with those two tales. Really, really interesting. But it put some work because now I'm looking at it and I think, okay, I've still got to finish up the Shadow Realm. I've got parts 4, 5, and 6 of the Night Slayer to do. I've got to edit part 3 of Elder and Serana, and now I'm thinking of doing the backstory, or not maybe a backstory, but a story on Dr. Thorn, because he's got such an interesting, and there's another character which I'm not going to say anything about, which I really am dying to do, which is a new character I really want to do. It's mentioned in the part 3 of Elder and Serana, and it was as I was writing it, I was like, oh, I'd love to, pardon the pun, sink my teeth into this character. Good evening, greetings to you, my friend. So Amazing to see you on here. So amazing. So yes, I really love this. You're not going to get to see this character for a while, but there's a character on there that's I'd really like to get my teeth into, which I really want to. I really want to create. So I'm excited about doing that. So I have so much to do, and I will be putting a few in there, releasing a few, but I won't release them all because I'm going to put some into an unlisted section because this time next month I will be away for 3 weeks. So I'm going to try and build up a little bit of a backlog so then I can plan to release them while I'm not here, so that you get some stories to listen to while I'm away, because I am having my annual break for 3 weeks. I really enjoyed listening to Elder stories. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I did put a lot of effort into those, so I'm very pleased with the way they came out. Very pleased with the way they came out. Keith, Dr. Thorne, enigmatic character. I'd like to see how complex he really is. Truly, truly exciting. Yes, yes. So I do have a little. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I have a little mention of him in part 3. We'll see him a little bit more in part 3, but just a little bit. Which gives you a few twists and turns as to the possibility of who he is. Doesn't tell you who he is, of course, because I want to save that to create some. I'm not sure I do a back. I don't want to really do a backstory because I can't say too much. But he's a complicated character to work with, so I'll leave it at that. But definitely, I will get to that one. It's one I'm excited for. And like I was just saying, there is another character that you haven't seen yet. You haven't even seen yet. But it's a very powerful character, and I'd love to get my hands on that, kind of create a story for that. There's so much for me to do and so little time, but I want to get. So I'm trying to get maybe 2 or 3 a week out, if possible. In the case of Serana and the Elder story, because of the video editing was so in depth. If you watch, for example, the animations in both those videos, you see there's literally animation all the way through. You follow the storyline very well. So that, I think, took the longest. I think it took me 2 days. Dr. Thorne leads his own story, still Team Winter and Team. Yes, and the other thing is Winter. I want to explore more of his character as well. But, yeah, still Team Winter, but I have a better understanding of Elder. Yeah. Yes, I did really in the Elder and Serana ones. He seems to be the seed of the story. I have to be careful not to give too much away. There's a small part of him in part 3, which is done. I should say the writing's done and the audio is done. Now I'm going to go over it a couple of times. Let someone else listen to it as well to make sure it all fits, and then we'll get to the editing part. Get that. There'll be a couple of aha moments, but not too many. You can't have a story without a twist. I actually felt badly for someone. That was my intention. Sorry to say, but that was my intention. My intention for the whole idea, and it will make a lot more sense in part 3, and I'll keep going on about just to wind you up, really. But my whole idea of this was, I truly believe that we go through life and we have bad moments in our life. Maybe it's breakups, maybe it's pain or suffering or things going wrong, but they're only there to give us strength. And rather than just saying, hey, from a spiritual side of things, I decided to put it from a vampire type of thought, elder elder type of thing, where the character's pain is what makes them, is what enables them to be able to go through the process. So I thought it was an interesting concept. And agency is good evening, my friend. Wonderful, wonderful to see you this evening. So yes, we've all amazing how just 2 stories, the Sorana and Elder, have opened up a huge arc of stories. Now we want to see Dr. Thorne. There's a character now I want to work with more. There is potential to continue with the Elder and Sorana arc. There's potential for something else in there, which I'm not going to say because I'm going to spoil it. And of course, we have the Shadow Realm to finish, which is all the writing is done. I just haven't done the audio for it. It seems very simple, Professor. The more painful their life, the stronger. Yeah, exactly. So isn't that what we always say? Every cloud has a silver lining. The worse the storm in your life, better the reward after. And I actually believe this. I actually believe, and I've lived most of my life with the concept that if something's going bad or something's going wrong, it's not going wrong. It's simply clearing the way for something better. And I think this is an intro, and I wanted to put that concept into how this can also go into the world of vampires, where how are they created? I didn't just want to someone comes bite their neck, they become a vampire. I wanted to make it much more interesting. Much more interesting. I don't hate the vamps anymore, knowing how much they had suffered. It's way too hot. Well, hot there. We have storms, we have thunder, we have lightning right now. I think it's just cleared up. We've had thunderstorms here in the UK. This is our summer. But we, like I say, after the storm, there is a reward. And it's exactly what I wanted to portray throughout those 2 stories. And they sort of took me off path a little bit. I really wanted to finish the Shadow Realm, but then this got in my head, and I just had to do them. I had to create these 2 stories, or 3 stories. I had to do them. I really had to, because I was so excited when I was writing. I was really excited to write it, and I wanted to get it out. Not just for you, it's from a selfish point of view as well. I totally wanted to create and manifest this amazing story for these 2 characters. These 2 characters are they're developing very well. So powerful characters, and they're doing very well. People are seeing it, enjoy them. Yes, Eldridge and Dr. Thorne. Yes. Well, I did sort of do a little bit of a backstory on Eldridge. It's only in the members because I wasn't 100% happy with it, to be honest with you, but it was okay-ish. It was it was a lot of energy put into it, so I put it out there. But now with this whole Dr. Thorne, it may have to change. Happy new moon to everyone. Nice. Is that the full moon? Does that mean it's the full moon, or is it the start of the moon cycle? because it's the full moon. So even a man who's pure at heart says prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolf mane blooms. The moon is bright. I've watched that movie way too many times. Way too many times. The Wolf Man with Lon Chaney. Incredible. Incredible. So the plan. What's the plan? So the plan is simply, I want to get part 3 done. I want to get part 3 done. And then I need to focus my energies onto the Shadow Realm because I want to get that done as well. And of course, I've got the parts 4, 5, 6 of Night Slayer to do. I've got my hands full, and I've got to do the backstory of Dr. Thorne. Is that his real name? Is that who he really is? Only the professor knows. So, do we have? Yeah. So this week we really just had got the 2 tales. The Elder and Serana tales out as much as it took me so long to do, so long. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it. And I was trying a new AI system on them as well to get the images just right. And it took so long, so long. I'm sure if I do the same again for part 3, see how it goes. So I want to get it out. I want to get out there. It's such a great story as well. Part 3 is so good. So before we had some people. I can't remember who it was. So let's do some more vampire stories, some backstories, and some stories of older vampires. Well, now you have 2 in 1 week. Amazing, incredible. And then we have some new characters introduced. I can only tell you Dr. Thorne because you haven't seen part 3, so I can't tell you part 3. But it's a really interesting character there I want to totally dive into and create just for you and me. And I hope you enjoyed the trailer and the music for the Elder and Serana. Some people were like, "Oh, I hate the music." Some people, "I love the music." They all have taste. I see Professor living in a tremendous, deep, dark, scary, eerie, tremendous castle. What I'm going to do is I'll see if I can green screen myself one day and have it there. You were right. Dress up as like the vampire. Are you happy that Starmer won? No. In a word, have you ever been to a vampire's ball? No, I haven't. But I am going. So I go away on holiday or vacation pretty much the whole of August. They do them here in the States and in the UK. Oh, I've never seen them. And I am going to be going. We got a ticket for some Halloween thing, even though it's in August. Is it Universal? Universal or Disney? One of them. We're going to be doing that, so that should be fun. You have to give us a slight tease about the new character. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say what the character is, because what is it? Vampire Shadow. They do them here. What is it? Vampire Shadow. What is what? Oh, you're going to Disney Vampire? Yeah. I think it's a Halloween thing. Yeah. In August. That was the question. What? How did you like the trailer with the music and the videos? I think it's really good. I've been to Disney World in Orlando. It's amazing. I hope you enjoy Disney. Yes, we're going there in August for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And we booked just got out just now, and it's not so scary Halloween party. So, will you broadcast from Disney? I feel we should. So what is the time in over there now? It's like that's 2:00 over there now, isn't it? 2:20 in Miami time, Florida time. I could probably come on later in the day. Oh, look at this. Please look at Dark Disney. There is a crazy urban legend around the Disney thing. I used to know someone that worked. In fact, I still work. They worked as, and they were the characters. They walked around with they were Mickey Mouse. The characters. 2:23. Yes. So I mean, I'd have to come at 2 p.m. It depends what. I could probably come on, but I've got my tablet and my phone, so come on and do something. We'll pop on and say hi. It'll still be sunny out. It won't be in the shadows. It'll be Sunday in the sun. Hopefully the storms don't follow me there. Here in the States, East Coast, it's 2:23. Yeah, so 5 hours. I'm 5 hours ahead because it's 7:24 now. 7:24. 5 hours. So I have to do, like I say, I have to do a backlog of stories so I can release at least a couple of weeks while I'm away to keep you entertained. Or you could just watch me live walking around Orlando, which wouldn't be very fun. But I definitely feel like I've got lots to do. Get out, and get ready. So like I say, and I'm backtracking. But once I have got the part 3, which I'll be working on tomorrow a little bit, not much tomorrow, but Tuesday definitely I'll be working on it. And once I've done that, definitely I'm going to finish the Shadow Realm. I'm going to finish the Shadow Realm before I do the Doctor. You'll get your steps in. They're like walking. Make sure you have your sunscreen. Oh, yeah. I will indeed. I have my cane as well. I'll walk with a cane. So have a cane to walk with. Have a bit of an injury in my leg, so need a cane to walk with. So that helps it. It's not so hard on walking. But yes, we were saying this every week, wasn't we? How Universal were bringing in the Dark Universe or Epic Universe with Dark Universe in their park, where literally the roller coaster is the man, and you can walk down the street of the Frankenstein movie set for the original Universal Monsters, and there's a place where you can go in and watch them do the makeup for the old monster movies and things like that. So that's going to be epic. Beautiful Miss or Mrs. Wonderful time. Yeah. We should have lots of fun. Should have lots of fun. It's been a long time since I've been off. I must have had a break since May 23. And I've been working since throughout. And I mean, YouTube for me is just it's a way to an outlet creating these stories, which I love. Obviously, I have other things to do as well. So, but this is my passion. Hopefully, telling the stories that I'm passionate about the stories, right? And I think that's what's important to me. It's important to me to write, to have passion in what you're writing about. So, for example, the last two stories, Elder and Savannah, I stayed up almost all night working on them. And one of them, on the Elder, I just stayed up. I was working on it all day. I stayed up all night working on it. I really wanted to get it done. My favorite part of that Elder story is where he kills his first victim, and he says, you are the sword unleashed, and you see the sword go whoosh, and Elder looks at the camera, the music playing in the background, and it was that moment. I was like, yes, I'm on to the right direction I want to go. The urban legend of It's a Small World. That's good. I think listening to going through It's a Small World is scary. That song, I think it's one of them songs, isn't it? When it goes in your head, you can't get rid of it. Now everyone is watching their head going, it's a small world after all. And as usual, I have the most amazing drink of vitamin C and zinc in orange. Really exciting. So let's, if you haven't already, please give me some of the feedback from the two stories, the Elder and Savannah. Your favorite parts. Was there anything that surprised you? Was there anything you anticipated? Was there anything that made you, that's my aha moment? My aha moment of the story. That's what's going to stick with me. Like I mentioned, mine is when Elder killed his first victim, and all throughout, we've been playing with steel and how the blacksmith blisters the steel when it's weak, and as it more and more he blisters, it gets stronger and stronger. Just as Elder, the pain was the blister that kept making him stronger and stronger. So he suddenly became the sword, and you saw the sword come out. You heard the noise, and then you see his face, and that for me was almost capitulated the entire story in one go. That was a bit that really was that stuck out for me. So let me know if anything stuck out for you, because obviously then I can go back and think, people are enjoying that. I can recreate that as well. One of the stories is a family went on that ride maybe 100 times or more, That was a ton. And they went missing on the ride. Perhaps they turned into little characters. It's a Small World, forever deemed to listen to the song of It's a Small World after all. Forever and ever. The hell of It's a Small World. I was surprised that Elder was born into such a loving, happy family, and the way his parents killed so coldly. Yes, I was going over his story arc. I looked at that part. Am I putting too much pain into him? And I said to myself, actually, it's not enough. Let's add more. Let's make it, because we wanted him to be a strong elder. We needed more and more pain. It's like a similar scene from Conan the Barbarian, where a similar thing, and the raiders come in and kill everybody and take Conan. He took Elder. I enjoyed them getting even against those who wronged them. Yes, indeed. Indeed, especially the part when Serana was, and the husband says, Serana, how is this possible? Serana replies with input. You made this possible. You and people like you made this possible. Now I'll show you the impossible. That was a great part. Great part for me. I really wanted to get that across. That, look, the character confused at how this small thing of a woman suddenly is this terrifying creature. And there's only one reason that she became that way, because you made it possible. People like you. Without them, she would never be this way. So that got your brain thinking, hopefully. Thank you for that. Thank you for interacting and letting me know. And cheers to Agent Smith with the vitamin C drink. Don't forget to, if you have watched it, to let me know, what stood out. Really, and plus we can maybe go over the best bits, of the story. I was super excited with these two tales. Super excited. I really, really enjoyed them. And of course, in the two tales, hopefully you watched them already. I think most people have. We had the Sage. The Sage came in as well, because obviously in Crimson Dawn, he already knew Serana and Elder, or he directly didn't, but the Varric knew Elder and Serana, and of course he's on the council, the Sage, so he would have known of these. We will have a good revenge story. Exactly. I think the most powerful characters are the characters who are both the hero and the villain at the same time. So they were wronged, and now they become, through pain. So exactly as I spoke earlier, exactly as the idea behind, the ethos behind the story was, the more pain we suffer in life, and the more we push through and don't quit, don't give up, keep going through, we see each pain as a lesson. We see each pain as something that makes us stronger. That which does not kill us will only make us stronger. And we see it from that perspective. And they did too. And so the more and more things that went bad with them, the stronger they got. And so that's the idea behind everything, isn't it? It's like life. The more you lose your job, the more that person left you, the more your business went wrong, the more the house collapsed, the more things go wrong, the stronger it makes us. In the case of Elder and Sorana, it was pain leading them to become a stronger elder. Sage coming elsewhere. I wonder if Sage had a premonition back then. Yes. This is it. So when I brought the Sage in, I was in my head, Elder. You've already done bad to this person. We're in the past. We don't know that yet. Are we going to hear the Sage? I hope so, yes. When he pops out of New Elder's lives, I'm going to hear the Sage's story. Yes, I think that would be an interesting one as well. Because, we throughout the Crimson Dawn and here, this seems like Sage is this powerful elder, but he hasn't really done anything yet. Hasn't really. He sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself for his elders so that they may live. So yes, I suppose he has done something amazing, but you haven't seen his arc. What made him amazing? Why is he the most powerful? Why is he the wisest of all the elders? Why? So there's something we could definitely explore. And I was speaking with someone about this today, actually. It's like the more we delve deeper into the characters, the more the universe of this expands. And I was quite pleased with that because I was really wanting to do some vampire stories from the older times, and I was able to do that with these characters, which I already know. So now we have other characters that need a backstory or need a story, and we can use these characters to create the stories I really want to do as well. So it's going to be an interesting time, for sure. As the universe of Professor Shadow expands. The Shadowverse, where we do have characters like Sorana and Elder and Sage and Dr. Thorn, Winter, and the Alpha and the Alpha Prime and Eldridge. So we do have these characters. And we have new characters coming in. These new characters that are introduced, they need a story. They need to come to the light, this new Shadowverse. I would say Shadow Realm because we're already doing that. And let's just switch over here one second. Professor Shadow. These tales, I mean, this image here, Elder. This was when this image popped up on AI. That truly gives me what I wanted to say about this character. I really enjoyed that. That image was so good. That part where satisfied smile on his face. Now, Elder, you are truly reborn. You are the sword of your vengeance. This is my favorite part. Use your strength to field Elder. Here, of course, you're not going to have any sound. I do apologize. He had never known. When Elder takes drained from the man, Elder felt a surge of power, a completeness that was intoxicating. The sword of vengeance. And then you see the sword unleashed, unsheathed, and then his eyes looked at the camera after the sword was unsheathed. This was for me was the whole story. So I really like that. That was amazing. I'm so pleased with how that turned out. And the music in the background for that was perfect. So I selected a strip of music which I think really fits the storytelling. So again, very pleased with the work and the story. It just means I now have to do part 3. Indeed, I do. I've done all the writing for the Shadow Realm. I just haven't finished it. Haven't recorded it, and I've 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 wrote and recorded the Elder and Serana Part 3. So the final bit part, because it's just going to be a 3-part. No, I just need to edit it. So I need to listen to it over, and then I need someone else to listen to it, and then just make sure it works, and I'll start editing it. I'll do a little bit tomorrow, and I'll do a big chunk on Tuesday, and we'll see if we can get that out Tuesday night or Wednesday daytime. Hopefully, I want you to hear it. I want you to hear it, just so that I can put you out of your misery of the new character. Who's the new character? It's interesting character. I really want to introduce. Yes, and then I obviously have the writing of, obviously want to do the Dr. Thorne and the new character arc, and I do want to do the Damien Knight, the Night Slayer, but I just haven't had a chance to do it. So I've got some great ideas for like different versions of vampires that I want him to fight. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to go in and finish those, but I will. And hopefully, I can get a couple stored away, so that, have a bit of a backlog for when I am away, that I can release a couple a week, so that you can listen while I get sunburned. So how do we think? So what do we think? I don't have people left on here, but what do we think? Who do we think Dr. Thorne is? Has anyone had an idea? Interesting to know if anyone's had ideas about who is Dr. Thorne. What could he be? Who could he be? Why is he doing what he's doing? So if you have had any ideas, who is this mysterious Dr. Thorne that watches? He doesn't just, you think about this. He doesn't just transform them into vampires. He watches them through their pain. He watches their suffering. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't help. He watches it. Could he instigate it? Maybe he's the instigator of it all. Maybe he's the reason why they went through the pain. Maybe he wanted to force them through the pain. Who knows? What do you think? What do you think, Dr. Thorne? That's a really good guess, isn't it? Not Turner. Could Dr. Thorne be? That's a really good guess. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When I was working with the character, that was an idea I had. That wasn't could it be Nocturna? That was an idea I had, but I thought it would be too obvious, and it's not where I wanted to take it. But it's a great guess. It's a great guess. As I was saying, when he was in the Elder story, I was there. I watched you when your village was raided. I watched you as a slave. I watched you. Chivalrous Jack, good afternoon, my friend. Good evening. He's like, I watched you go through the pain. I watched your wife and child die. You just watched. Why? So we're just asking if you've watched Elder and Sorana were talking. Who could this strange character of Dr. Thorne be? Who watches these people go through tremendous pain and suffering their whole lives. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't help. He just watches. Who could he be? See if anyone comes up. We have a great guess already. Had a great guess. Not Turner. The vampire god. Of course, that would be a great idea, wouldn't it? Because the vampire god would want more vampires, and he would want the strongest ones. So he could manifest himself as a vampire. Do we have any more? Do we have any more ideas about Dr. Thorne? Get your thinking caps on. Let's have a look, see if we can figure out some idea of who is this mysterious Dr. Thorne. I finished the story, so I know who he is. And it'd be great to get some ideas. So we have finished part 3. We just need to edit and review the story to make sure it's good. Indeed, I am. Well, you are more than welcome, my friend, to join us on a Sunday here where we just talk about the stories and maybe some horror movies or something. Or just have a chat about what's going on. We're not informal. We don't care what we talk about here, really. We just go over the stories, and it's a great opportunity for me to explain. So as I explained earlier about why Elder and Sorana are the characters, how their character developed. Just reiterating the means behind the story, the ethos of the story. And then I throw some questions out, like the question I'm saying, that, in those stories there was a Dr. Thorne. I just threw it out there. It was fun to see if anyone had an idea of who this Dr. Thorne could be. Who could he be? What's his purpose? Is he someone in disguise? What type of person watches people suffering to find out how hard they suffer to make sure they become a great elder or vampire? I call them elders because they're old. So vampire, I think vampire is done. Everyone speaks the word vampire or speak the word elder. If you don't know, or you're not sure, it doesn't matter. I'll come up with that. I've already done it. The story is done. I am, if I have time, I probably won't today. I'm sort of doing a small trailer for part 3. Will it be out today, this evening? I doubt it. I've been writing all day. It's been raining here in the UK all day long, and I've been writing all day, so I'm probably going to have a break after this. Put my feet up for a little bit, or stand up for a bit. I've been sitting down in the chair. Although I do have one of these, my desk does go up and down, so when I feel like it, I can lift the desk up and stand up and work the same as have it down, rather than just sitting down all day. This is a really good tool. Really good tool. Tomorrow morning, weather permitting, I will head over to the coast and do my Monday walk on the beach, which I do every Monday. As long as we haven't got thunderstorms. We've had thunderstorms all day. All day. Blessings to you, my friend. Thank you for the blessing. Monday constitutional. Indeed. Where I am in the UK, so I'm like 40 minutes from the coast. So I just jump in my car and drive over to the coast and park up right on the beach. Have a little beach home. So we go there, then we have a walk on the beach. It's normally beautiful, but of course, there's thunderstorms. It's not very nice. And it's a very quiet beach as well. And here in the UK, we have all the seals going from the sea. Often they come on the beach. I think that's our last month of seeing them before they disappear, because obviously, as it gets warmer here in the UK, people go to the beach on holiday. But yeah, it's a good chance to go and see the seals and just walk on the beach. Some of my greatest ideas have come from walking on that beach. So I was walking one time, and there's this huge cliff. You walk on the beach, and there's this cliff, and it's all like sand. Huge cliff. And where it's falling apart. And one of my ideas was, as I looked at that, I thought, well, what if there was something buried in there? Like an ancient vampire or something. And I wrote a story of it. So, interesting concept. But sometimes it's just nice to go and relax. Not worry. Not that I worry about anything anyway. I'm past that point in my life of worrying. I do believe that worry is a complete waste of our energy. Worrying about something, go do something. Create stories, or for a walk. Call someone. But it's just nice to clear cobwebs out of your head. And yeah, that's my waffle for the day. Do apologize. Psychic vampires. They drain your energy. I know some people like this, to be honest. You go somewhere and they're constantly drained. Reminiscent of the Star of Stoker. Detail about Lucy. Mr. and Mrs. Harker walk into the cliffs. See. Yes. So I have a friend over in Whitby, which is where the boat came in from the Stoker novel. And I have been there. Is it Whitby? I'm sure it's Whitby, isn't it? Whitby. Yes. And a friend from a long time ago, good friend of mine. And been there a couple of times. Interesting place. Whitby Beach. So from me, Whitby Beach is probably about 4 or 5 hours drive. It's near Scarborough, near past York. Although I don't know why they went to Whitby. It'd been easier if they had come to East Anglia. And then that's where I am, so that's much better. But I was born and raised in the East, right next to the East End of London, which is the Jack the Ripper stomping grounds. So I was literally raised there. Moved around that area as a child quite a bit. Interesting times. As children, back then it was completely different. We let children run around outside. So we was able to go around all the old sites. We knew the old sites. Quite an interesting time to think now that let their children run around London now. So it was interesting times. They never caught him. No, never did, and now they never will. I don't think we'll ever know who he was unless a manuscript or something comes out from nowhere, which I doubt. I think it's highly unlikely that we'll find out who he was. But that's the intrigue. If we did find out who he was, we probably wouldn't remember who he was. If that makes sense. I never caught Sir Jack. Interestingly, when I was a young lad, and still just notice this lady, older lady, and she was born in the 18. So she was around about. She was very old. She was a child, because she said to me, they never found him because there's so many little tunnels and things that went around London. So there was no way that, he could be in one spot and pop up at another. That's what she told me. I never heard that before. That's what someone told me firsthand. They never caught. Not me. I get an old vibe that Jack. Never caught, not me. And it's one of those things as well. When you think of London, think of old London, you always think of this foggy streets and shadows. Jack the Ripper. It's an intriguing tale. It puts that London into perspective, and there's many films that follow that type of, using London as the fog. I mean, Bela Lugosi Dracula, for example. When you watch that film, it's on the streets of London, the fog. He's walking through the fog. I mean, just that alone was a great part. That film with Vincent Price called The House of Wax, running through London. It's like foggy. It's like Jack the Ripper right there. It's amazing. So it does have that allure of mystery, or old London town. Good. Right, where are we? We're on the hour. Mr. Price loved them up. Indeed. Incredible actor. was I grew up watching Vincent Price movies, horror movies, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, and of course the Universal monsters. I grew up. This is my childhood, literally. Hence why I love horror stories. He played the Saint on the radio. Nice. Nice. I always loved him. One of my favorite films. What if Jack the Ripper was actually Elder? And he only mutilated his victims to hide the fact that he drank their blood. Yeah, Vincent Price, my favorite film that I've watched so many times now. It's ingrained. Was House on Haunted Hill. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know, something is atmospheric. It was such a great movie. And The Bat. You know, The Bat was one as well. That was a great film. Great. Yes, truly enjoy. I could watch again and again. It's just the atmosphere behind it. It's nostalgic. I truly love those films. If I was if someone put the TV on, one of those coming, I would sit and watch it. I don't actually watch TV. I watch movies. I have hard copy of movies. I'd watch movies, but I don't actually watch TV as such. Capital Production, The House on Haunted. Yes, what an amazing film! What an amazing film! That's so good. The Bat as well. The Bat is like it's more of a crime detective than a horror, but but Vincent Price brings that air of mystical horror into it. I think that's why it's so good. It's a mixture of genres. It's definitely great. Yeah, incredible movies. And another one of my favorites for him was the Last Man on Earth. This is a great one because it's like it was a zombie movie before they did the zombie, even though they were vampires. But they were like zombies, picking up wood and smashing on his door. So it was like the zombie apocalypse before they even did this. So Last Man on Earth was a great one. Financial has made it even more appealing. Survive the night and get a big $10,000. Pay you $10,000 if you stay the night. Absolutely incredible film. Incredible. I accept. The house itself, though, isn't it? It's like it's not an old house. The, the picture of the house from outside in the beginning, and it does look amazing. It looks so good. So good. And that with the whole idea where they go in their cupboard. I don't know if you remember it, they go in this cupboard and the girl gets locked in there, and there's the blind woman just goes past like a ghostly figure. That is an incredible part. I really like that bit. It's just perfect. It's way ahead of its time. Way ahead. But we think it's a ghost, but it's just when you watch it, it's like she turns around and this this old ghostly woman goes past, but it's really just the caretaker woman. But it was so well done. So well done. Okay, on that note, we are on the hour or past the hour. So it's time for me to head off. I think it's actually stopped raining here for a little bit. We had thunderstorms all day. Thank you, one and all, so much for joining me this evening and listening to me talk about anything. I hope you're looking forward. I hope you watch those Elder and Serana tales. And look out. Tuesday, Wednesday, part 3. The final part is coming. It's coming. It's done. The audio is done. I do need to listen to it over to make sure it sounds right. You know, it makes sense. It's in order. There's nothing out of play. And then I say me, I will edit it and get it out for you. Hopefully Tuesday, Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, me too. I know it's great because I put these tales, I call them tales, videos, tales, stories, but they're stories I want to listen to as well. And I think that's what, like I said, when I was creating the Serana and the Elder one, I was so excited to, get it done so I could listen to it myself. So yes, it's about me wanting to hear it as well. So, okay. On that note, thank you so much once again for joining me on this lovely day of rain and thunder, and lightning here in sunny England, United Kingdom, in East Anglia, in Norwich. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, evening, morning, night, whenever you're watching this, wherever you are. And I will see you next week. But look out, because during the week, you're going to have part 3. And it's going to twist you so many times. From the north, cheers from the North Coast. Thank you so much for joining. On that note, good night, my friends. Good night. See you soon.